So one thing that is common between black and white, rich and poor, man or woman, your dental hygiene, which is a toothpaste, a toothbrush. That is common to practically everybody. Why is it so important? Because toothpaste, you use toothpaste every morning. According to Ayurveda, your body is very hungry. Let's say you ate your last meal last night at 7 p.m. and now it's already 7 a.m. in the morning. 12 hours you've been hungry. That means your body is anxious to get whatever it can, And what is the first thing you put in your mouth? A toothpaste. So what happens? If your toothpaste has peppermint, that is actually just peppermint by name and not real peppermint from the plant of peppermint. A lot of the companies are using the mint from a company in China called NHU or Bayer or any of these companies. Anybody that makes mint that is from petrochemicals, that is being used in a toothpaste. Do you agree with me? When your body is hungry, first thing you do in your mouth is a toothpaste, and that mint that you feel when you smell something that is minty but it's not real mint, and when you taste something that is minty, and this is early morning, your mouth is very full of membranes, full of blood capillaries. All these blood capillaries are going to get a high absorption rate of whatever is in your toothpaste. And what happens if whatever is in your toothpaste is something that you shouldn't be putting in your mouth? What happens then? It is an overload to your liver, or overload to your bloodstream, or overload to your body. Everything is going ultimately into your body, even though it's minute, but it's still going. But remember, very small, minute, inward dilution of something that is not required every single day becomes big, because you're going to use the toothpaste twice a day, 365 days a week. Now it's 700 times of very small thing becomes a big thing, right? So that is why it is very important that you actually read the ingredients. And that is why when I was growing up, I was ignorant. I did not know that, okay, this is important. Nobody taught me. And incidentally, you guys are lucky. You are able to watch YouTube, learn from other people's experience. So let me come to the real reason why I'm telling you all this, because I want to make you understand how I made the Guru Nanda toothpaste and why is it so important and why each ingredient matters to you. So what is toothpaste made of? Let me decipher it very easily. You need a small abrasive so that it has to be a very gentle abrasive, because if you use a very harsh abrasive, it will actually erode your enamel. You need some kind of a sweetener that's not sugary, because sugar, what it does is it feeds on the bacteria produce acid, the acid ends up demineralizing your teeth, which is causing cavities and all sorts of problems. In any mouth at any given time, there is two activities that are taking place. Demineralization, the other is remineralization. Your saliva, because whatever you're eating, your food, your intake of your vegetables, your fruits, everything, ultimately your body ends up making it into healthy saliva. Okay, one of the part of your body's mechanism is making saliva. So that saliva is the one that actually is the best remineralizing agent you have in your whole body. There are companies, big companies I've seen, that are putting in their mouthwashes and their toothpaste even sodium saccharine, aspartame, and other things. That is something that is not acceptable to me. Because there's a lot of study already that these are things that are in somewhat way even carcinogenic or somewhat way not healthy for you. I'm not going to go into details. When I made my toothpaste, I said, okay, what would I use personally and what would I make my family use, or what would really make me feel like I'm leaving a legacy, because it says Guru Nanda. Nanda is my last name. Why did I form this company? I wanted you to be the guru of your own wellness, because most of the times you go to a doctor, he gives you one opinion. You go to the second one, he gives you another opinion. You go to the third one, he gives you another opinion. And you're like, what is the real opinion? You got to be the guru of your own wellness. You got to learn, you got to educate, because this is your temple, your body. If you don't take care of your own temple, who will? Nobody. People have lived on this earth for thousands of years. I know America is only 300-400 years old, but people in India, in China, in Korea, in South Asian countries, they've been around for hundreds of years. How have they survived? They've survived on certain wisdom, and we need to learn from it. We did forget it. So whole premises of starting off with Guru Nanda was to make sure I enable you. I be the enabler. I give you whatever knowledge I have gained. I make you enable you to be the guru of your own wellness. So let me explain you each product, why I chose each ingredient. So I was going through the abrasive part. So normally people put calcium carbonate, bentonite clay. You can have any of those. I chose silica. The reason I chose silica is the least abrasive, and it really is the least allergic to any mat. Number 2, I added sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. Not only do we get the alkalinity from baking soda, not only do we get the cleansing provided by the baking soda, we get the grit from the baking soda. We get all the benefits of the baking soda. It's an amazing, miraculous product. Then I added some essential oils. Now there's some dentists, even functional dentists, who are against essential oils. And then there are a lot of people who say they don't know anything about it. They don't care. These are highly decorated dentists. But as somebody who has studied aromatherapy, as somebody who eats all these things, because anything we've used is from the kitchen, whatever we have put is in very minute ratio. So the devil is in the dosage. If the dosage is minute enough, it helps you decrease that bacterial overload. Okay? Simultaneously giving you all the benefits. Then peppermint. I've been having peppermint tea since childhood. Whether they put real or not, I don't know. I've not studied that. But I know back in the day when the synthetics were not there, for sure, it was the real deal. Then cardamom. I actually put cardamom in my tea every morning. Cardamom is carbonative. Even if you go to an Indian restaurant, they give you some fennel and cardamom to be eaten after food. Not only does that take your breath, fix your breath, that is also given because in Ayurveda it is believed that would create a healthy microbiome in your mouth. It will help your salivary glands get activated, because once the salivary glands are activated, that means more saliva. More saliva, what does that do? That means better digestion. Where does your digestion start from? Not from your gut. Your digestion starts from your mouth. Your mouth is the starting point of your digestion. A lot of people, when they use some of the totally antibacterial, anti-germicide, antimicrobial, 99.9% germs killed kind of mouthwashes, what does that do? That kills your entire microbiome. What does happen then that time? Your NO2 production in your mouth, the pathway that is used is your NO2 production actually happens because there's some bacteria that are on the back end of your tongue that actually, or your paranasal area, that actually convert the nitrates that you eat through a nitric oxide pathway. And that nitric oxide is helpful in dilation of your blood vessels. One of the things you can do is stop using a 99.9% kill mouthwash for like 2 weeks and see if you see a lowering of the blood pressure. When you look at some of the other things that we have, why did I chose them? Like menthol, freshness. Apart from that, menthol is, in general, it's one of the ingredients that is used in tiger balm. What does it do? It's an analgesic. It's a natural analgesic. What else is in there? Jasmine. Why do we add jasmine? It's very expensive. Jasmine, if you guys know, has been used over centuries. Basically, it arouses the emotion, it arouses the sentiment, it increases the blood flow, it increases it increases the serotonin level in the body, and jasmine is known for that. Why do we use it in a toothpaste? Because you want to actually calm down. It helps you rest and digest. You want to do everything in a calm manner because most of them are aggressive brushers. Most of the time when you are 35, 40, you go to a dentist, first thing the dentist will say, oh, you got gum recession. Why do you have gum recession? Gum recession is becoming such a huge, literally a major problem. And why? Because people are grinding teeth at night and people are brushing aggressively. Now, they don't realize. Why do they brush aggressively? Because subconscious stress is causing them brushing aggressively. We want to address the problem at the root cause. Now, I can't go and tell your wife not to shout at you, and neither can I go and tell your son to do the right things, but I can put some jasmine in it so that you're calmer and you're actually brushing a little lighter so that you don't rupture your gums. Let's come to neem. What is neem? Neem is a tree that grows in India. It is a very unique tree to India. I don't know if maybe it's in some other parts of Southeast Asia, I don't know. But neem has been used for centuries. And neem bark was chewed. Now, like in Middle East, they used to chew this bark. In India, they used to chew neem. That's how civilizations have taken care of their mouth. Neem is antimicrobial, antibacterial in reality. In countries like India, where there's an Ayurvedic body and there's a medical science body, neem is a real product. Right in the toothpaste tube, use a pea-sized toothpaste. That's how much fluoride you should take in your toothpaste, because it's a very poisonous material. Because there is a study which shows that overuse of fluoride is actually causing low IQ. It is causing dementia, it is causing other problems. There's studies on it. I'm not saying that, there's proper studies on it. FDA loved, or ADA loved a little bit of it. Very tiny bit of it, a pea size. The marketing guys made it a devil. When I made this toothpaste, you just need a pea size. If you feel too much flavor, use less. I'm not trying to sell you this. I'm not trying to grab money out of your pockets. That's not the goal of Guru Nanda. Guru Nanda is all about bridging the gap. Let's say if you really didn't want fluoride, what do? Because all the big companies, they have fluoride on it because they want to make a claim. Anti-plaque, anti-gingivitis. How can you make a claim? You can only make a claim if you use a FDA monogram. And what does the FDA monogram have? It has to have an active ingredient. And if you put an active ingredient, that's the only way you can actually make a claim. Anti-plaque claim, anti-gingivitis claim. Otherwise, they'll come after you. That is why most of the small companies are unable to survive, because number one, their costs are high because their economies of scale aren't there. Luckily, I have a lot of supply chain expertise and I wanted to use that to bring it to you. But they are constantly coming after me. I'm having whatever little money I make, I'm having to spend it on legal bills because they are constantly coming after me. Constantly. Let's see how long I can keep doing this service for you. I don't know. But this is my mission. I'll continue as long as I can. So what product could I use to fortify your enamel apart from fluoride? Fluoride is an amazing product if used correctly in small quantities, very small quantities. And it can help because it actually forms like a band-aid on top of a nano pore that forms because of the acid production of the Streptococcus mutans, the bad bacteria, which cause cavities, or other species. They all are producing acid. That acid is actually demineralizing your enamel and cavity production can start. But what do? You have to pH neutralize. So one cheapest thing you can do is, after eating your meal, you should go and wash your mouth with plain water. Some simple thing. Just use your finger, use a little soft butter and gums toothbrush. I rather use my finger. I know it's a little gross for some people, but you know what? It's my body, I'd use it. And just clean up your teeth. If you have nothing else available, clean up your teeth. If you have teeth spaces between your teeth, use a little floss pick or a floss. I would suggest even a travel flosser or water flosser or something, or just swish. At least swish with water so that you keep you help your own body keep that pH neutral. So what do I do now to change that fluoride? Because I wanted to give you a fluoride free option. And the ones that had no fluoride in it, they did not have a substitute in it that is viable. Now, there's a couple of companies that came up with nano-hydroxyapatite. Now I started studying on nano-hydroxyapatite. Nano-hydroxyapatite is the nanosynthetic form of hydroxyapatite. Synthetic form of hydroxyapatite that is very, very, very minute. So minute that it's nanoparticle size, which means that it can cross the blood-brain barrier. So there's some controversial studies that came out on it too. What was the controversial study on nano-hydroxyapatite? It was that nano-hydroxyapatite can actually calcify some of your tissues, some of your organs. Why? Because it can cross the blood-brain barrier. So I looked at the hydroxyapatite, the micro crystals that do not cross the blood-brain barrier. The micro size of hydroxyapatite that your bones are made up of, that your enamel is made up of, right? So I took that hydroxyapatite and I added that to the toothpaste. Hydroxyapatite to replace the fluoride was one of the choices I made. Instead of all the flavors, you know what the flavors are made up of? Flavors are made up of so many ingredients that are mostly petrochemical based. Instead of all those flavors, I put in all those essential oils. Instead of the abrasive products we had a choice. I'm not saying any of them is bad. They're all good, but I made a choice for silica for you. You make your choice if you want to use this paste. Baking soda, I chose it. Neem, I chose it. Then apart from that, I also chose 2 other essential oils that are slightly controversial to a few people, but to me they are very good. One of them is tea tree. Tea tree has been antiseptic. Back in the days in World War I, it was in every Navy or every soldier's emergency pack. Because it was only grown in Australia, and by the way, just to let you know, in Australia, when they grew tea tree, people who actually grew tea tree didn't have to they were not drafted in the military because if they declared they were tea tree farmers, they were let alone. They were not drafted. Why? Because it was such an important crop. What else did I add? Oregano oil. Why oregano oil? Oregano oil has a very amazing ingredient in it called carvacrol. The carvacrol content in the oregano oil is the one. There's a saying when bacteria is going to run wild, when it's going to become very resistant to the antibiotics, what would help you? Oregano. The carvacrol in oregano is going to help you. I wanted to put a microdosing of oregano in it so that you actually can ensure your mouth stays the best in its best form. It's a very microdose. It's exactly right where it needs to be. So I've used tons of my experience, tons of experience of farmers in Greece, in Italy, in Bulgaria, in Turkey. I've used those experts. I've used aromatherapists in-house as well as outsourced the best of the best. When we created this, it's a work of art. It took me 2 years to create it. Literally. Work of art, but work of science too. Everything is science-backed. So it's all amalgamation, bridging the gap between the ancient wisdom and the modern science. That's all about it. Bridging the gap so that the underserved can be served the best product in the market at a price that they can afford. That's the whole game plan. I talked to you about practically everything, but one other ingredient that's very important, that's again to some people controversial, to others not, is xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol, and xylitol is the kind of sugar that bacteria love to eat, because bacteria love sugar, by the way. Like you, bacteria love sugar. But when bacteria eat xylitol, they cannot process it. So when they can't process it, they die, because that's something their system doesn't process. So they end up dying. So xylitol is an amazing product. But then there are certain people who are probably, I feel, and this is my personal opinion, paid by the sugar lobby, sugar cane lobby. I don't know. But there's a study which says xylitol is bad. It causes cardiovascular issues, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I don't think it's bad, but you're the guru of your own wellness. If you don't believe this is good, don't use it. Make sure if you have pets, don't use this toothpaste on your pet, because dogs cannot process anything xylitol. Coming to the next thing, stevia. We do not use stevia, chemical stevia. We use stevia leaf extract. Stevia is a plant. Like this plant. Stevia is a plant, for God's sake. Many people think stevia is some chemical. No, it may be a chemical, but we use stevia leaf extract. So coming to the next ingredient is arginine. Now, what is arginine? I'm sure everybody, especially people who are going to the gym, are aware of what is arginine. Arginine helps in, again, NO2 production, nitric oxide production. It is an amazing ingredient because it keeps your mouth healthy. And it also helps with sensitivity, in case you are having any sensitivity in the mouth. I personally believe it's an amazing product. You do your own study. Another unbelievable product that we have added, ingredient that we have added, is Celtic sea salt. Why did I choose Celtic sea salt? Who wants salt in their toothpaste? I got a comment saying your toothpaste is like eating mixture of salt and pepper with some flowers. Okay, guys, you can go back to your sugary sweets that you like, sweet toothpaste that you like, that's fine. I made something for people who are considerate, for people who want something pure. After using this toothpaste, go use any other toothpaste. You'll feel the difference. That is when you will feel the difference, not otherwise. Celtic sea salt, it has got hundreds of minerals in it, and all you need is a little microdosing of it early morning. Okay? It not only cleanses you, it also fortifies your entire microbiome. It's an amazing, your saliva is fortified. I don't know if you guys trust everybody, because everybody in this world is controversial, but Barbara Neal talks a lot about Celtic sea salt. In case you're YouTube listeners, listen to her. It's an amazing product, and I think you will ultimately come to enjoy the benefits of it. So all things added, we added a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of other things required to make it into a toothpaste, a stable toothpaste, a toothpaste that can be preserved properly, because we believe in safe synthetics. In case we add an emulsifier, we ensure that the emulsifier is safe. Any kind of thing that is added in this toothpaste is added with a lot of heart, a lot of love in it. We do not add sodium lauryl sulfate, which is the surfactant, which is the most important thing in any commercial toothpaste, but we instead have added sodium lauryl sarcosinate. It's not the sodium lauryl sulfate, because a lot of people have issues with that. So we added an alternative that is supposedly a lot better than the sodium lauryl sulfate. This toothpaste comes in 4.2 ounce. I am sure you will fall in love with using it. It's such a small thing, and I probably took your 15 minutes of your life away. But let me tell you, if you use this toothpaste as a part of your healthy oral regimen, which includes oil pulling, tongue scraping, brushing with Guru Nanda toothpaste, rinsing, water flossing, that 10 minutes of time every day, in the evening at least. In the morning, just use toothpaste and toothbrush. Maybe tongue scrape, you'll be fine, but in the evening, do the entire routine. Oil pull in the morning, by the way. In the evening, do the entire routine, and oil pulling can be just in the morning. I think you'll be very happy. You'll come and thank me one day, or at least write a comment. In case you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe now button. Also, please share this video, because sharing is caring. And The more my channel is popular, the more it will educate people, and more you will be helping your loved ones and the other human beings. Sharing is caring. Do it now. Thanks.